is no pity for the wicked. The governor of Ondo State, Nigeria, has died in Germany, age 67. He died while in Germany for medical care. Apparently, this governor has been battling or has been treating leukemia for a while now. Now, the question is, may his soul rest in peace. But the question is, for all this period, this man has been battling leukemia. Has he tried to improve the health system in Ondo State? You see, when you go to these developed countries, some of these developed countries, their hospitals look like five-star hotels. From Dubai to Qatar, Germany, mention them. And these hospitals look like hotels. The Mater Hospital in Australia, the Queen Elizabeth II Hospital, so many hospitals I have seen in Asia, Australia, and Canada are so big and they look like hotels. The African leaders seem to never learn from their medical tourism. Muhammad Buhari almost spent the entire term of his first year as a president in Nigeria in the UK seeking medical treatment. After he gained his full health, what has he done for the healthcare system of Nigeria? Absolutely nothing. He continues to travel. He continues to enjoy the medical tourism in UK. Now, the governor of Ondo State has died in Germany. The cost involved in traveling from Nigeria to Germany is no child's play. Why do these leaders continue to engage in such wicked practices? Or do they think that they will never die? If you had such state-of-the-art hospital in Nigeria, in Ondo State, don't you think you would have had all the care you needed right at your doorstep? Now you die in Germany, the government will have to transport you back to Germany, to Nigeria. That is another cost. And only God knows the kind of funeral they're going to organize. So elaborate. And maybe his deputy is going to now use the opportunity to inflate huge sum of money used for his funeral. And they would say, oh, probably the dead governor embezzled funds. We must stop this wickedness. Let us learn to invest in our country's healthcare system. Let us learn to invest in the human resource. Probably the hospital he went to in Germany, probably it was a Nigerian doctor who attended to him. Because the best will leave the country because the system is dismantled. No proper hospitals. For all you know, there are a lot of people in Ondo State who go to hospitals and they sleep on the floor. There are a lot of people in Ondo State who do not even have the money to pay for their hospital bills. But this man can travel miles from his state to go and treat himself and his family. Well, may his soul rest in peace. But that is what the African leaders would have to think about. The Nigerian leaders, that is what they have to think about in the coming weeks. About improving the healthcare system in Nigeria. Hello, welcome to Mandela Unveiled. My name is Mandela. On this platform, we speak everything health. We pick the bits and pieces of society, the political decisions, the environment, the social, the religious, every decision in society that could have an impact on your health. Something probably you were really not aware about. On this platform, we make it make sense to you on how every decision in society impacts your health. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, share our videos, and remember to leave us a comment. How much would you sacrifice for your country? Or what would you sacrifice for the future of your country? Apparently, a former foreign affairs minister in Zambia, in the person of Mr. Stanley Kakubo, has sacrificed the future of his country for a Mercedes Benz and $50,000. Mr. Kakubo has been caught on a viral video together with some other cronies receiving bribe from a Chinese firm. Apparently, Mr. Kakubo owns a mining company worth $200,000. And these monies, Mr. Kakubo has not denied. He says the transaction was legitimate and nothing about corruption or bribe. And it's just an attempt on his personality, and it is malicious. He has done the honorable thing. He has resigned, and the letter of resignation has been accepted by the president. That is an honorable thing to do, and I really congratulate him for that. Because not many African leaders resign when allegations of corruption and bribe are made towards them. A typical example is the former president of Zambia, Mr. Edgar Lungu, whose era there was massive looting and corruption. Numerous allegations were made against the president himself and his ministers, but no one resigned. Ironically, Mr. Edgar Lungu is calling for the swift investigation of Mr. Stanley Kakubo. Well, Mr. Kakubo is not innocent until proven, and he's not guilty until proven. Well, it is not uncommon to find these activities in Africa, especially with the proliferation of Chinese business or businesses in Africa. We have seen and heard stories from Ghana, Nigeria, so many African countries on shady dealings with Chinese business people. And most of these government officials are always ready to throw the future of their country away just for peanuts. Most of these leaders are ready to throw away the future of the country for a Mercedes Benz, for whatever it is. In the case of Mr. Stanley Kakubo, he has decided to throw the future of his country away for a Mercedes Benz and $50,000 or $200,000. Others have done it for different amount and different reasons. Well, like I said, the video making the rounds is unverified, but these happenings are not uncommon in Africa. You see, Mr. Kakubo sold this company to the Chinese firm, and apparently the company was sold by Mr. Kakubo to another firm. When the Chinese company realized that Mr. Kakubo has sold the firm to a different company, they decided to expose him. Now the Chinese firm is asking for Mr. Kakubo to refund the monies given to him. Well, it is something that is happening every day. Sometimes lands are sold to numerous buyers, even everywhere in Africa, and people have to battle things out in court. This is the situation, and this is the reality of the African continent. Africa is rich with natural resources, and the land grab in Africa is real. The land grab in Africa is so rampant. A typical example is this Zambia's case. About 600 Chinese firms were reportedly around or lobbying in or operating in Zambia, investing over $3 billion because of the abundance of copper. The MMG company of China is also trying to clinch a deal in Zambia. The EU is also negotiating to clinch a deal in Zambia. The EU, the African Development Bank, and other partners have joined hands to build some other projects to rival what China is doing in Zambia. So this grab of the resources in Africa, not only Zambia, is something that these African leaders have seen as an opportunity to enrich themselves and exploit the poor citizens. Well, Mr. Stanley has done the honorable thing by resigning, and I applaud him for that. Not every African leader would resign. But that is not to say what has happened is not unfortunate. So far, Mr. Kakubo has been exposed. Do we know the numerous number of people who still engage in some of these shady activities in Zambia, in Ghana? Recently, there was flooding in the Lusaka Kalimu Tower bus station. And this bus terminal has perennial flooding issues that can cause outbreak of diseases, cholera, enteric fevers, typhoid fever, so many diseases. Yet ministers sit at the comfort of their office and receive huge sums of money, when these monies can be channeled to the greater good. Well, that is the African leader for you. All most of them think about is their pocket. No investment in healthcare, no investment in any project that will benefit the future of the people. It is unfortunate that this has happened in Zambia, because the president of Zambia is one of the presidents who is really doing well, especially with his free education policy, his policy to connect every secondary school in the country with internet accessibility or internet availability. All these projects are things that are laudable. But once these activities, these alleged corrupt activities, infiltrate the government, the cabinet, then it is unfortunate. And Mr. President has done a good job accepting his resignation. Now, it is time for investigation. Some of these investigations in Africa could take months or even years. Nonetheless, Mr. Stanley Kakubo has resigned, and that is the honorable thing he has done. But no one, certainly no one, should sell the future of a country for a Benz. The name is Mandela on Mandela Unveiled. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification button, so whenever we put out videos out there, you would receive a video. Leave us a comment.